This program is brought to you by the City of Fountains Coaches Association.
Carlos Nelson with Cascade Sports, and today we have the head basketball coach of St. Teresa's Academy here in Kansas City, and one of her players that is coming into her senior year. Who do we have here, Coach?
We have Madeline Gentry. She is a guard for us, and she's a senior this year. So,
hey, Coach. Before we get into Madeline's story, talk to our audience about who you are and how did you ascend to become the head coach over there at STA, as y'all call yourself. Sometimes when they say that, I'm like, who are they talking about?
Yes, well, so I grew up in Kansas City area, went to high school at O'Hara High School, then went on to play at Nebraska, got drafted by WNBA, played a few years overseas, and then started my coaching career. Been the assistant at St. Teresa's for the past 3 years. So I had the opportunity to really get familiar with the program, and just this past spring was hired on as the head coach of the program.
Tell me this. Who was coach before you?
Coach Hanneman, Amanda Hanneman.
All right, tell me this. Who are some of the coaches that you would accredit helping you build your skill set to where you were able to finally accomplish the goal of getting this head coaching position?
And I'm sorry, it just blew my mind. The coach from last year is Christy Collins, and I will actually give her a lot of credit in helping me, understand the responsibility of a head coach outside the X's and O's, building relationships with the student athletes and parents, and also, some of my former coaches from college.
Give them that. We want.
Connie Yori, from Nebraska. She definitely helped mold me into an athlete and a person that understood hard work was everything and quitting is never an option, So I definitely respect and appreciate everything, that she taught me during my time at Nebraska. So.
All right. So I guess we're going to switch gears to Madeline. Madeline, what I want you to tell me about is your sophomore year going into your junior year. And then we're going to talk about your feelings on this year with the virus breaking out. What was your goals, and did you reach them? And what's your outlook on 2021 season?
So, last summer going into junior year, preparing for the season?
Where were you in the ranking of the team? Were you starting, or was you warming the bench, or was you contributing?
I've been on varsity since freshman year, and last year, going in, was kind of, for me, it was just preparing myself to, I was becoming an upperclassman, so preparing myself to, be a leader and just, using my voice.
What position do you play?
A guard, a 1 or 2 guard.
And how tall are you?
5'6".
5'6"?
Yeah.
On a 1 to 10, what kind of handles you have? Don't play with me, coaches on here.
I give it a 7.
7?
Yeah.
What would you consider the best part of your handles? You got a crossover, or what you working with, girl?
Probably a crossover. My court vision, I would say, is the best part. That's what makes it.
Do you like playing the 1, or do you like playing the 2? How comfortable are you playing the 1, and how comfortable are you playing the 2? Because they two different roles.
I'm way more comfortable in the two, but if I need to, I can step up and play the one. I'm willing to do whatever it takes, I guess, to like help my team.
As a saying straight out of Cascade Sports book, do you go hard in the paint, girl?
I do. I drive. I like to drive the ball a lot. I like this little like left hand floater, like get into the lane, do a little floater. That's one of my favorite shots.
I usually ask the big men this, but you being at 5'6", I'm still ask you this. What kind of game you got? You got a rough and ready game, or do you got a silky smooth game?
Depends on the day, I would say.
Oh, you got some tools to work with?
Yeah. Some days, some parts off. Some days, some is not. Probably more on the silky smooth side, though.
All right.
Yeah.
So, your sophomore year, what was you looking to do last year? When just instant rewind, coming off my sophomore year, and obviously this puts a different perspective for me. I didn't know that you started since you were freshman, so that puts a different flip on what I want to ask you in reference. So, by you playing as a freshman, did you have a big head or what?
No, it was more the opposite. I definitely played more scared at first, and then as I got more comfortable, I felt Coach Hardy helps me out a lot to like feel more comfortable and like just knowing what I was capable of and not letting like the seniors get in my head or like what the other people were doing and just focus on what I'm doing and what I know I can do to help the team, even though I'm younger.
Are you a student of the game, or what's the deal on that?
Student of the game, definitely. Yeah.
So, Coach, she's cerebral.
Oh yeah, very, very. We talk, tell her things once, and if she does it wrong, she's be like, "Oh, my bad, Coach. I saw it," and she'll see it. You know, it's almost one of those things where, you know, you can tell her exactly what you want her to do, and she goes out there and executes very well. So, very smart. Is a very, you know, great student of the game.
All right. How do you feel when things are not going right for you? Do you take command, or what kind of personality do you have in that situation, or do you look for you have different leaders on the team, and a lot of time people don't understand you got to stay in your lane and play your role.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, but do you have that in you, that when the go-to can't go to them, but you can come to me type mentality, or what?
I'd say it's grown over the years, and it's definitely even over like the past like last season and in the summer what I've played, it's definitely grown more into that. Like I feel a lot more comfortable now. Like if we need a score and need someone to make a play, like I'm way more comfortable like stepping up and saying I can. I
got it. Yeah. All right. And that's that. You know, talking about those type things for a young player, young freshman, they hear you talk, and you know they're more liable to listen.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times people take for granted, oh, I got all this confidence, even though you starting, you know, you're playing on that somewhat edge, and you're learning every play. And what I detected is that right now you've been preparing yourself for a leadership position on this team when you come back. Talk about that.
Well, this year our team's gonna be really young. We are gonna have I think I'm the only starter that's coming back, kind of. So it's just gonna be like kind of like learning lessons. We're gonna have to learn how to play with each other and learn like who fits out where. And this, I just want to be like.
How many of the players that's coming back that you've played with already? Even though they might be young.
Only like 3 or 4, I think, that I've like consistently played with last year.
Hey, Coach. So do where are you seeing the team on a 1 to 10 at this point in their performance?
I would probably say about a 7 or so. I really like the young group that's coming up. Very talented, basketball minded, wants to work hard and put in that work and do whatever it takes. We'll have a lot of growing to do, but just the fundamentals is there, right? The fundamentals and the will
Is work
to
ethic
play the
there?
game. Oh, absolutely. And that's what has me so excited. Bringing up the younger ones is that they want to work hard. We have a Zoom schedule tomorrow, ball handling. So they want to put in that work. They're ready. They're hungry. And I'm just very excited to work with this group.
So Madeline, run it down, as I say, street terminology. Run it down where you going for 221, and what goals have you set for yourself? What goals have you set with the team? And how do you feel about sports and education? Because Cascade Sports is home of the student athlete, and being a student and scheduling your time and all of that. Let's talk about this upcoming senior year. What's your plans?
With the student athlete side, the student side has always been big for me, and I always my studies always come first. I always make sure I get it done, and grades are big for me and my family, and so that has always been a big part. And then going into the season, some goals for myself, probably definitely to be the team leader and someone that I don't want to be the scary senior that I don't want to be the scary senior that the freshmen or the sophomores are too scared to talk to, or if they have a problem, I want them to be able to come to me, and I just want to build relationships with everyone, and because that's how you'll create a bond, and that's how we'll play well together, is if we know each other and we feel comfortable with each other. And so I want to be that person for the team. I just want to be the happy person that they can come to, but then they know that when it comes down to playing, they know what we need to get done, and and they know what I expect from them. And for myself, for the team wise, we definitely will. I feel like we can have a good record. I definitely think we can be over 500 this year. And I feel like we'll definitely get better as the season goes on. And then goal for me would be to win a districts game, which we haven't done yet. And so that's probably something I would want to work for. And and everyone will know that that's what we're working towards. We're working towards a bigger goal.
Who's been a big role model for you from a coaching standpoint? And then I want you to tell our audience who's been a personal role model in your skill development outside of the game of basketball.
Okay. Well, probably from a coaching standpoint, honestly, Coach Hardy has been big for me because she's been there for me since freshman year, and she always called me young one, and then that always just stuck with me, and she was always there for me to talk to, and she always had my back, always told me to keep trying, never give up, and just kind of was there to reassure me, because I've definitely had ups and downs through high school, my high school playing. And so yeah, she's always been there for me, which she's been a big help, and just her smile, just always knowing it's gonna be okay in the end.
Well, how about some of your younger coaches? You've been playing for quite a bit. Give them some propers, maybe some of your middle school or whatever.
My grade school basketball coach, and I played for him from 4th through 8th grade. His name's Steve Newman. He just moved to Dallas, Texas, but I definitely he kind of turned me into what I am, and put the fire in me, he was the one that made me realize basketball was what I wanted to do and what I was good at, and he taught me so much. I started out with him young, so I would say the passing part is the biggest part of my game, and he definitely taught me. He just basically taught me, gave me the foundation that I need to become the player I am today.
And in personal life, who's been a major mentor to you?
Probably my older sister Nicole. She's always been someone I could talk to. She always has So she's always someone I can turn to, like, in any situation for advice. And like, she played basketball too, so we've always like bonded over that. And then we've always just been close, and she's always just been someone I look up to. And she always tells me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear, and I've always respected her for that.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, Coach, in wrapping this up, do you have any parting words for our audience? And Madeline, one thing that I want you to do before we get off also, what advice would you give a young freshman on how to conduct themselves and how to move up to the next level with the education and the athletics? You can go ahead and go first, then I'll let the coach.
Okay. For like an incoming freshman, I would just say, like, don't take your time for granted. Like, it goes by fast, and so you can't play scared, and you can't be afraid of like what the upperclassmen think, or like, because the only person who knows how good you are is you. So like, you have to show them, and if you play scared, you won't be able to do that. And then I just am big on, like, you just need to take it, and like, you know what you can do, and just take your opportunity and show them what you can do. Don't let them get in your head, and don't let them like bully you down to like making them, just because they're older, making them seem like they're better than you. Then just focus. From the study standpoint, just study. Like, take it seriously from the get-go. That's definitely something I should have done. That I learned I learned it, so it's fine. But like, just taking everything seriously from the start.
All right. That's some good advice. Hey, Coach, in closing, what do you have to say to your St. Teresa's alumni, your team, and, the general Kansas City public that are interested in girls' sports and women's sports and so forth, your supporters?
Right. At first, I want to acknowledge of all the players that have played in the program and how they have made this a prestigious program to be a part of. We have so much history at St. Teresa's, and it is an absolute pleasure and honor to be the head coach there. So I really appreciate all the players and as well as coaches that have put in the work to help build St. Teresa's and get it to where it's at. To my players this year, I'm excited to see you guys play. I also want the community to come out and check us out. It will be very fun to watch. We're going to be in the community a lot more, engaging and volunteering and putting in work. So people know that I'm building people first, that's responsible, respectable, that understands their commitment to society first, and then athletes second, so that's a big thing for us. And I really hope that, we can get that support of the community, because it's such an amazing program that, I think needs a lot more attention. And I also want to thank you so much for having us here today. We appreciate you thinking about St. Teresa's and wanting to have us on here and doing this interview. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, people. I look forward to the upcoming season myself. We have a long-standing relationship with St. Teresa's, and you can believe Cascade Sports will be on the scene, as we say. Cascade Sports is the wave of the future. That wave is the internet, and the future is now. So in closing, as we always say, when you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Good night.
This program was brought to you by Ogletree Deakins, employers and lawyers working together. This program was brought to you by Ogletree Deakins, employers and lawyers